Are you wondering what the Albatross is? It's a boat where Audubon studies creatures. We used many nets to catch different things. When people got on the boat, some people were scared because they haven't been on a boat before. We used different nets, and when we pulled them up, there were a lot of different creatures. The creatures were so colorful and odd. We found creatures like shrimp, skates, spider crabs, and even flounders. The adventure on the Albatross was very fun and creative.
Good morning. Welcome to Mattacheese. I am doing environmental on Diamondback terrapins. I interviewed one of the students about her experience with Diamondback terrapins, and she said, when we walked down the path on our trip to the salt marsh in the Wellfleet Bay Wildlife Sanctuary, we saw something amazing. There was a group of research biologists with buckets and buckets of Diamondback terrapins. Our group decided to take a look at them. Everyone in our group got to hold their own terrapin. Apparently, Diamondback terrapins got their name because of the shape of their shell. Diamondback terrapins are also a state-threatened turtle. You only find them in the salt marshes. That is my report on the Diamondback terrapins. And now back to Savannah.
Here's our latest news with fashion.
Thank you, Savannah. Good morning, and I'm Maddie, and I'm doing human and animal fashion. What do you think you should wear? Well, when we went to dentist, we wore shorts, water shoes, t-shirts, or sneakers. So if I were you, I'd want to wear shorts. But if you're a girl, wear leggings or loose pants so you can roll them up. You're going to get wet, so come prepared to have fun. What do you think animals wear? Well, when we went to Wellfleet, the turtles had shells to protect themselves from predators, while the salamanders had a tree-colored skin to camouflage themselves from predators as well. So while you're either in dentist or Wellfleet, wear the appropriate clothing so you don't get wet, or so you don't get too cold at the same time. And I almost forgot, wear rain boots, they might come in handy.
Thank you, Maddie, and now to our news crew from Period C.
Thank you, Savannah. I'm Whitney from Period C, and now we have Tori with the news and highlights.
In Venice, on a boat called the Albatross, we used a net called the otter trawl. The otter trawl has weights on the bottom and floats on the top. The otter trawl is not used to catch otters, it's used to catch organisms on the seafloor. The boat drags the otter trawl along the seafloor, and after 8 to 10 minutes, the Audubon crew pulls up the net and separates it into 3 bins.
Thank you, Tori. That was wonderful. Now here's Marcella with more news and highlights.
Thank you, Whitney. The organisms we caught in the otter trawl are the black sea bass, winter flounder, skate, and sea perch. The sea perch is also known as cunner. The black sea bass has a sharp dorsal fin to protect itself from predators. The winter flounder starts as a normal fish that isn't flat. Over time, the winter flounder moves towards the seafloor and its eye moves to the other side of its head. The skate is very similar to the flounder because, like the flounder, the skate hides on the seafloor and covers itself with sand. The sea perch is bottom feeder, which means it only eats from the bottom of the seafloor.
Thank you, Marcella. And now we have Mark with the sports and activities report.
Good evening. We will be talking about seining today, a very popular way of fishing from 3000 BC to today. A seine net is a net with 2 poles on each side and a large net in between. It is controlled by 2 people on each side of the net. To catch the fish, you drag slowly across the bottom, but make sure you're not too shallow. Now to Eli to tell us what they caught.
Recent food trip to Dennis, we caught many things. Our best catch was the flounder, a winter flounder to be specific. The winter flounder is a like cold water, hence the name. We caught a lot of shrimp this trip. One of the factors we caught a lot of shrimp is because we were in shallow water. If you sign near rocks, you will have a good chance of catching more fish. And now back to Whitney.
Thank you, Mark and Eli, for that wonderful report on sports and activities. Now we have Fenora here with animal fashion.
I will be doing animal fashion. The Diamondback terrapin's scientific name is Mattacheese terrapins. Terrapins are a near-threatened species and only live from Cape Cod to the tip of Florida and the Gulf of Mexico on the coast of Texas. There were Diamondback terrapins on the beach at Wellfleet, and the group on Monday found a group of people with a bucket of them, and the group on Friday went and found some in a pool of water. The turtles are not found everywhere on the beach and are not everywhere on the Cape. They were found in Cape Cod Bay at the sanctuary. Cape Cod Bay is the perfect climate for any animals because the Gulf Stream and the Labrador Current meet in Cape Cod Bay and create a unique climate for many animals like the Diamondback terrapins. The decorator of crab's scientific name is Naxia humida. They live in shallow bays like Cape Cod. In Dennis on Friday, there was a dead decorator crab that was found. On Monday, they found 2 living crabs that were not dead. One was in the water, and the other was found in the net on the boat. The crab found in the net was in the first net, the scallop net. Decorator crabs sticks to seaweed, sea lettuce, and sea moss to make them camouflage with their surroundings. They are a light pinkish color, and pink is fairly obvious in the water against the tannish sand. They use green, pink, yellow, and whatever colors are near them. This helps them against predators that like to eat fresh crab. And now back to Whitney.
Thank you, Fenora, for that report on animal fashion. Now here's Jordan with human fashion.
And to sew it, you will need to wear shorts, t-shirt, hat, a light jacket, sunglasses, and shoes that can get wet and muddy. And bring sunblock and sunglasses, and a hat just in case. For Dennis, you will need to wear shorts or pants that can be rolled up, a t-shirt, hat, light jacket, sunglasses, and sunscreen. Also, make sure to bring clothes that can get soaked, or you can bring extra clothes and extra shoes so you can change into them.
Thank you, Jordan. And now we have Noelle and Tori on the report about the boat.
Today, we will be talking about the highlights and news about the boat ride. Noelle, what was the name of the net we used to catch fish? I forget what it was called.
Albatross. I remember catching a black sea bass and a flounder. They were both so different, but both so unique.
Don't forget about the scallop drag. That was the first one we used. We caught many interesting species, including sea stars, squid eggs, a sand dollar, and spider crabs.
Wow, come to think of it, we did catch a lot of species, and we used many nets to catch them. These are the nets I remember. Help me out if I forget some, okay? Got it. Otter trawl, scallop drag, and plankton tow.
Don't forget about the lobster traps we used.
That's right. Thanks for reminding me.
Now that you know about the species and equipment we used, listen to some people's experiences.
This first quote is from Anna DaCosta. She said, "It was fun. First time on the boat."
This next quote is from Maria Fidencio. She says, "One thing I liked about the boat trip is that I got to see different sea animals. I never really got to see plankton very close up. I never saw a flounder before, which I thought was really cool too."
And finally, this last one was from Quinn. She said, "I got to see a spider crab, sand dollar, starfish, and a sea perch. It was awesome."
Thank you for your newscast, Period C. Next up is the newscast from Period D.
Thank you, Whitney. Now let's go to Kira with the activities.
Good morning, DY District. Today we're going to talk about one of our activities, dip netting. At the Stewart Harbor, we caught a wide variety of sea life. We went in the water with many dip nets. As the students caught tons of shrimp, periwinkles, and hermit crabs. Also eels, fish, and other interesting animals. To use a dip net, you put your net in the water and gently drag the net in the bottom of the water. Don't try to get any sand in it. With dip nets, the most effective way to catch crabs is to have to put the net on top of the crabs so it doesn't escape. Then you want to flip the net really fast so the crab's in the net.
Thank you, Kira. Now it's on to Lily with the weather.
Hi, my name is Lily Holmes, and here's the weather. So on Monday, June 2nd, at the Stewart Harbor, it was very sunny and nice outside. High was about 73 degrees, and it was low tide at 9 a.m. There was not a single cloud in the sky. It felt like summer, and lots of people got sunburned. The water is very cold, and a lot of people got wet/stained. On June 6th, at Wellfleet Wildlife Sanctuary, it was very muggy. The temperature was 69 degrees. High tide was around 12 o'clock, and there was not a lot of shade in the sky, so it was very hot. Because of these temperatures, the animals were active because since it was warm outside, they were not able to get water or shade. There was a lot of flies out in the wild field. We were trying to find turtles.
Thank you, Lily and Kira. Now it's on to Marcus and Aiden with the environmental highlights.
The biggest highlight of the trip to the Seine Harbor was aboard the Albatross with the giant spider crabs. The longest spider crab there measured 36 inches in length, like a student's leg. But that wasn't the only spider crab.
The proper way to hold a big spider crab is to hold by its two front legs, and the small spider crab hold it by back of the grip of the side.
Spider crabs are scavengers, so they grab anything that's dead. It picks up meat to eat. We interviewed a student and he said it felt like a bumpy shell with seaweed. They also open and close their claws. And now to Paige with the news highlights.
When we went to Nantucket, June 2nd, we got to go aboard a boat called the Albatross. The Albatross is a great boat that is powered by twin diesel engines. The Albatross goes in and out of Seine Harbor during high tide. On the Albatross, we did 3 different kinds of fishing: the scallop drag, the otter trawl, and the plankton tow. The scallop drag is towed along the bottom to catch bottom dwellers, such as crabs, shells, starfish, mussels, clams, and more. The otter trawl, despite its name, is not to catch otters. The otter trawl is used to catch fish, small or medium-sized fish. During the otter trawl, we caught a skate, a cunner, a black sea bass, and a winter flounder. The plankton tow is used to catch small plankton such as zooplankton and phytoplankton. Near the end, we used the lobster tow. We used the lobster traps. When we pulled them aboard, there was lots of spider crabs. And when we did this, we were split into 4 groups: the A and B and C and D. If we were to compare them, the C and D caught a skate, flounders, and crabs, and A and B went on the boat. C and D went on the boat in the afternoon, and A and B went on the boat in the morning, and A and B caught a winter flounder, a black sea bass, and a cunner.
Thank you, Paige. Can you say?
Just go.
Go. All right. Thank you, Paige. And now it's time for my report, the fashion and accessories. Hello, fellow news watchers. Today we will be talking about fashion. Fashion for a trip to the Seine Harbor in Dennis and the Wellfleet Wildlife Sanctuary with the workers of Mass Audubon. While going to the Seine Harbor, I highly recommend the following: clothes you feel comfortable getting wet, old shoes that you don't care about, sunscreen, water and sweatproof, a water bottle, lunch, a backpack to carry all your supplies in, optional, a camera to take pictures with. The reason you would need these supplies is because you will be going seining, fishing but with a net, so you will be getting wet. Also, you would want to bring a lunch and a water because you will be there all day. And you also don't want to get sunburned. While going to the Wellfleet Bay Wildlife Sanctuary, I highly recommend the following: clothes you feel comfortable getting wet/muddy, old shoes that you don't care about or rubber boots, sunscreen, a water bottle, a lunch, a backpack to carry all supplies in, optional a camera to take pictures with, and optional money for a gift shop. At the sanctuary, you will be going to the salt marshes next to Cape Cod Bay. So there will be a chance of you getting muddy. Also, you will be there all day, so pack a lunch and sunscreen. What not to bring? Flip-flops, sandals. While at the salt marsh, it is possible that you would get your flip-flops or sandals stuck in the mud. Bug spray. Bug spray is harmful to the organisms you might touch. Jewelry. It is possible that you would lose it while in the water. Well, now that you're informed what to bring and what not to bring, hopefully you have a great time on your trip to the Sissuit Harbor and the Wellesley Bay Wildlife Sanctuary. Enjoy! This is LB signing off. Now a report for period G.
Thank you, LB. Now with Noah with the sports and activities.
Seining is fun.
I agree.
Let's talk about how to use the seining net.
Okay, you have to have 2 people and hold up bars and walk in the water up to your knees and drag the net across the ocean floor.
You'll get very wet. You better wear shorts.
This is what the seining net looks like.
These are the bars and this is the net.
You remember what we caught?
Yeah, we caught lady crab and a line-maned jellyfish.
And shrimp and flounders, also seaweed.
Cool. We had to be on a beach with many living things in the water.
Sailing is so amazing.
Yeah, I agree. I hope we can do it sometime again soon.
Thank you guys. Now with Angelina and Nikki with the news report.
Hello and welcome to the Wellesley Bay Wildlife Sanctuary Review.
I went June 2nd and we saw a lot of different things.
Yes, like crabs, diamondback terrapins, box turtles, and butterflies.
When I went, I saw dead turtles, squid eggs, periwinkles, mussels, horseshoe crabs, eels, and jellyfish.
The butterflies at the Wellesley were majestic flying black, white, orange, and purple.
Also the crabs. The crab had tons of eggs.
We saw squid eggs. I walked to it and thought it was seaweed, but it turned out to be squid eggs. It had many limbs. The inside were eggs.
In the sanctuary, there was a gift shop.
The whole building was made out of recycled material.
Sea pickles were very salty. It looked like grass.
Also, inside the sanctuary, there was a museum where you could watch puppet shows, coloring fish, and nature from inside.
I bought a beautiful bird necklace from the gift shop. I feel that the stuff from the gift shop is relevant to all the things we learned.
The outside was very pretty. There was a whiteboard to write down what you learned and saw.
Thank you, Angelina and Nikki. Now Sean C., Sean Peckham, and Jaquan with the Eastern Diamondback Turtle Report.
Thank you, Lucas. Hi, my name is Sean Cotel, and my group and I are talking about the Eastern box turtles. I'm going to talk about their life cycle. A box turtle can live for 40 to 50 years. Only a few have made it to 100 years old. Their mating season is from spring to early fall. Females can lay fertilized eggs for years after successful mating. Box turtles like to live in dry land and also hiding places. Also, a box turtle can also be shy when you pick them up. Another thing is a box turtle can also go a tallman.
Thanks, Shakotel. Box turtles are omnivores, meaning they eat plants and animals. When younger box turtles feed mainly on slugs and worms, but as adults they feed mainly on berries and other plants. Box turtles also like to eat insects. They eat by catching prey in their beak and tearing it into smaller pieces.
The females usually have yellowish-brown eyes, and the most males usually have red or orange eyes, but the most reliable manner to distinguish males from females to examine the bottom shell. In males, there is a concave area centered beneath the hinge.
And back to Lucas.
Thank you, Sean Hotel. Now with our next group, Sean Munn, Sean Powell, and Adam Wheeler with fashion for Wellfleet and Dennis.
Thank you, Lucas. And now for fashion and Dennis and Wellfleet. Hat mainly with a brim in the front or all the way around to not get burnt. And you don't want it to be black because black attracts heat.
Boots that were waterproof or rain boots, depending on the tide and how high the water is. Short sleeve shorts or sleeveless if it's hot out. A coat when you're on the boat because it can be cold on the water. Sneakers when you're walking to the boat and on the boat. Shorts are for when it's hot, and so when you go into the water, you don't get all of your pants wet, but they dry fast.
What's Wellfleet? 2 words, mud and water. Do not wear bathing suits. You will not be swimming. Unless you count getting soaked up to your ankles swimming. Very rubbery boots are allowed to get wet and very muddy. You will be walking in very mushy and wet mud near the tidal flats, and you'll also need to bring a small gym bag to carry a pair of sneakers for the walk. It's like a jungle out there. A hat with a brim on, or a hat with the Indiana Jones feel. Not the exact one that would be impossible. You should wear shorts in 80-degree weather, not pants way too hot.
Sunscreen for any part that isn't covered. Back, legs, arms, face, ears, behind ears, and behind the ears. If you can survive a 2-hour walk in Wellfleet, then don't bring a water bottle. If you cannot live without it, bring it. Optional for both trips, don't wear shoes that you care about or that are a lot of money and clean. If needed, a light colored hat, yellow, blue, light blue, or a bright green. Shorts if at high tide, sunspray. And back to you, Lucas.
Thank you, Adam and Sean Munn and Sean Powell. Now with Nick and Jake with the news and highlights in Dennis.
Thank you, Lucas. Seining is really fun. You should try it. When you seine, you can find pipefish, snails, jellyfish, shrimp, crabs, and much more. When we were seining, the left side of the ocean was warm. The right side was cold. We found a jellyfish on the left side, which is the warm side. This jellyfish was really cool and really slimy.
When you go seining, be sure to wear shorts because when waves come at you, you will be soaked with water series. Also bring shoes that can go in the water, like old sneakers or water shoes. Definitely not flip-flops because those will get lost and something could hurt you.
Seining is when you take a large net with 2 poles on each side. A tip is to roll the net around the poles on each side just a couple times so that small fish or other creatures won't swim away. Back to Lucas.
Thank you for watching our newscast, and good night, everybody.